Hi again, everyone. I'm here with Mary Ellen.
Mary Ellen. Hi. Hi.
She's pretty.
Thank you.
She did my eyebrow. Okay, so she did all my eyebrows and she did a wonderful job. And I forgot the whole step. I want to make sure I do it right this time. So I'm recording this so all of you can hear this. Okay.
So we can see how to do it. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So
Perfect.
we are using the Benefit Goof Proof pencil. I have her in the number. What is this? Number 5. We're gonna use this. So in order to map them out, go back and show them how we're doing it.
Okay.
You're gonna start from the side of the nose here all the way up to the inner corner of the eye and up. So right here is where your eyebrow should start. Now your eyebrows grow just a little bit past it, which is fine. We can just kind of blend it out that way so that they look a little bit more defined, but that's where your natural eye shape would want your eyebrow to grow. So we're gonna do the same thing, side of the nose to the inner corner up right here. That's where you want your brow to start. And then we're gonna go for the arch, the side of the nose to the iris. So the colored part of the eye, around that, all the way up here. And that's where you want your arch to be, about right there. So here to the iris up, right here is where that arch needs to be. And then we're gonna do side of the nose to the outer corner of the eye and up. So right here is where you want the tail end of the brow to be. So nose, outer corner out, about right there is where you want it to be. So that's the natural shape of the brow. So you can kind of see where they've been marked. And then what I like to do is take my spoolie, so this part of the brush right here, and we're going to brush all of the brow hair upward.
What do you call that again? Spoolie?
A spoolie.
A spoolie.
That's just what they call them. So we're gonna brush all your brow hair up, and then I'm gonna connect point A, B, and C together on the underneath of the brow. So I'm gonna go right here, and I'm using kind of side to side motion here, and I'm going into the brow, never underneath of the brow. You always want to like stay into where your brow hair grows so that you're not drawing it to make it look like it's like fake or anything. So you're taking that and we're connecting points together. So that's where the underneath of the brow kind of should go. So I'm going to connect here. And it doesn't have to be perfect when you're mapping them out. You just kind of want it to show where the spots are supposed to go. And then we're going to brush the brow hair downward.
Why do we do that?
Just so you can kind of see where your natural brow hair grows, because if they're brushed up like this, sometimes the brows are over here and over here. You want them to really be uniform. She's just brushing them all down so you can see where your natural brow hair grows. So I'm not going to go all the way to this point. I'm going to start a little bit further back because we want this part of the brow to be as faded as possible, so that almost looks like you don't have any product in there. Because then it looks more natural. Because if you have it like where you've done a huge squared off brow right here, it looks really unnatural. So I'm going to start back here and I'm going to do that like feather kind of thing again, and I'm joining that point down
To the end of the line.
like
Right there.
and then I'm going to go here, do the same thing, and connect them. So you're kind of going to have that to work with. So that's where the brow shape is going to come from. So now I'm going to kind of diffuse these lines here with the spoolie brush. So I'm kind of brushing it out so that way those lines kind of go away. And I sort of just messily fill them in now inside of that, like you're kind of coloring a picture. You're just going to color inside of this. And I always go with this tip of the pencil. You can kind of see it's angled. I go from where the little higher tip up. So I'm going to kind of hold my brush or hold my pencil like this and go like that. So you're going to kind of do that and flick it upward, and you can kind of see where that looks like there's little hairs that way. So it doesn't look like you have, you know, just a big filled in brow. It looks more like natural brow hair. And then I'm going to go down Okay, so now they're kind of filled in, and now we're going to diffuse them again. So you're gonna just take your brush and sort of brush everything out. So now they're filled in, and we're gonna clean them up with some concealer. So let me kind of go back over this area just a little bit. Everything's really nicely filled in. Okay, so now they're filled in. We're gonna go with concealer. So I'm gonna take a little brush. I'm taking this brush here, so it's kind of flat, so you can kind of carve them out. And we're gonna take the Benefit Boing concealer in the number 2 shade, and I'm going to shape them. So I just take a little concealer on the brush. I'm just taking it and kind of wiping off excess so we don't get too much. And then I'm going to go underneath of the brow here and sort of carve them out so that they look nice and put together. And that way this tail end of the brow we can also kind of taper off a little bit so it doesn't look like you drew it on. Because I think that's the key with brows, is you're drawing them on obviously, but you don't want them to look like you drew them on. And then I go up here and I just kind of make sure I go back over to make sure that those lines I drew in the beginning are just really diffused. We don't want it to look like you can see them. Beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna go over and do the next one. And this can be kind of hard because you want to make sure that you are making them even, but brows are not supposed to look exactly the same. You probably heard the saying, they're sisters, not twins. So you don't want them to look exactly the same, but you want them to look even. Benefit 24-hour brow setter, and this is just a clear brow gel. And I'm going to take one of these little spoolies like this, and we are going to set your brows. So we're gonna just put them in place so we can keep them where we want them to go.
Is that clear color or black?
It's just clear.
Oh, I have something like that at
home. Yeah, so I just brush them through.
So the gel is the last step, right?
Yep, last step. It just makes it...
I did the first step.
Oh, you did? Yeah, you want to make sure you do it last because that way it keeps them in place and it keeps everything that you put on in one spot. We should have taken a before and after picture.
That's true.
Next time.
Next time. I'm sure I'll come back for something else.
And ta-da, you're done.
So no makeup right now, just the eyebrow. And this is, say hi and then tell them where do you work?
I'm Mary Ellen and I work at Ulta in Omaha.
150. It's between 144 and 156 on Maple Street. So I love her makeup. Look at her makeup. She's so pretty.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna make her famous.
Yeah, I hope so.
Us. Take care. Bye. See you next time. Bye.